All right, Internet. It's Pete from Haunted Company, and I'm here with our founder and spiritual guide, Andrew Elson. Say, Andrew, hello, Andrew.
Hi everyone. Hope you're doing okay. Cold January day. Snow outside today.
It is lovely. So this weekend, as some of you may know, we did a paranormal investigation at the Pavilion in Matlock Bath, and we got some quite interesting results. So we're just doing a little podcast to show you the results of this one and the previous one that we did. Just so everybody's aware of sort of like what we're sort of finding there, and hopefully make you all want to come. So we'll jump straight in. So this first photo that we're going to show you is in the main hall of the pavilion. This was taken when we did a recce, weren't it? It's just we were just in there on our own, just checking the place out, just to make sure everywhere was safe for people to come into. We took a photo, and we got this strange orb-like entity.
Yeah.
What would you call it?
Entity figure. Yes.
Something.
Yeah.
And that's up in the top balcony, just before you get to the dome.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's from when we went in there, Peter. It was a very active site. As soon as we opened the doors, poltergeist activity really, wasn't there?
Yeah. We did actually get something thrown at us, didn't we? A little bit of plastic that was thrown down the stairs.
Yeah. So
and obviously we was the only people in there, so definitely came from somewhere.
yeah.
It
So
weren't us.
that's a big welcome to us, wasn't it? Or keep away.
Well, yeah. But yeah, so we've got this image. This shows sort of a small entity on the sort of top where the DJ would have been back in the days of it being a nightclub. And then on our first investigation, I got this photo when I was stood on the stage, and as you can see here, on the left hand side is a giant something. I'm sure what to call that really. What would you call it, Andrew?
I'd call it like massive energy, or almost like supernatural. But we'll talk a bit about more of the energies and the supernatural a bit later on.
But yeah, it's definitely, it's yellow for one. It's giant, and just as I got that photo, I got a pain in my chest. So it felt like maybe something had touched me or something. It was quite a strange sensation, really.
Yeah, we've had one or two experiences in the pavilion with people being hit and pulled and
Scratched and
yeah, one of our investigators, he come round with a scratch on his face, which was bleeding as well. So there's definitely something. Doesn't really like us to be there at the moment.
No. It's the pavilion seems to have several spirits in there. A couple quite bad. There seems to be a lot of children.
Yeah, little girl. She almost seems to be trying to protect the place in her own innocent way.
Yeah, probably. It's and then there's I think there's a couple of people that's used to work there, and with the mines running underneath it, obviously we have contacted miners as well. So that's interesting. But there's definitely a couple of bad entities in there.
Yes.
Definitely mischievous, shall we say? I don't say necessarily bad, but they're definitely mischievous.
Yes,
So.
they're yes.
Okay, so moving on. This is the dome.
Right, yes. On the first investigation, this is an interesting one. I took a small group up the dome, not this particular group we got there, and we actually had one of the bulbs
Yeah,
explode.
so one of these light bulbs that are set up. I think they used it at Christmas, aren't they, or something
That's
like
right.
that. It's,
and we had one of those explode on us. This particular place was, if you want to go onto Google, most haunted. They've done an investigation at the pavilion as well, and this is one of the most active spots for them. And they also had a bulb explode, so I think we've got some poltergeist activity up there.
yeah, definitely. And then we've got this this image here, multicoloured.
Yeah, wow. What can you say?
Quite interesting.
Again, Pete, you're the IT chappie. I don't think I don't know.
It seems quite big to be dust and stuff. It is quite dusty up there, but it's more the colours that are interesting to me than anything else.
That's what I thought of.
It's sort of a rainbow colour, so we've got sort of yellow there, we've got green, we've got a purple. So, that's definitely signifying something other than dust that's creating that colour scheme.
Yes.
So,
and the strange thing about the dome up in the pavilion as well, not strange, it is recorded that when it was built in 1910, the actual dome collapsed and it killed two chaps, two of the builders, two young lads in there. So I do wonder whether that's why we're getting so much activity up there.
Yeah, definitely. I think, obviously where something bad's happened, there's an attachment of energies and such like. So that's a definite, possibility that it is probably one or both of the gentlemen that died.
Yes.
Not sure on that one, but it's but definitely activity up there. Definitely poltergeist activity.
Yes.
So movement and things.
And a few of the staff as well, when they've been up there, they've felt it very uncomfortable. And there's a fire connector.
All right, the water sprinklers.
Yes,
system, yeah.
Yes, at the top there, fire detector. Yes, it's got the cover on it, and it keeps coming off for some reason. And the only way to get up there is via a scaffolding tower.
Okay, so yeah, definitely not something we can do.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll move on to the next one, and again more of the pavilion.
Yeah, actually, Pete.
Sorry, the dome. Yeah, sorry.
That's where you can see the fire detector.
All right, yeah. So
without its cover, and that must be like 15 foot up there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you're not reaching that easily.
No, so the maintenance chaps, they keep putting the cover on, and then the cover keeps coming off, and they keep putting it on and off. So that's a bit of a strange one.
So again, these you could quite easily sort of put these down to dust, but this is again what I'm more interested in up here, because this is it's an unusual long shape. It's not as bright as the rest, and it seems to be considerably bigger than the rest as well.
Yes.
So again, is this the spirit that keeps messing with the fire detector? Bit nice. And again, a few seconds later, same sort of area, taking the photo there. There's a big sort of blobby entity in the top sort of left hand side of it. So it's bigger than dust.
Yeah, there's definitely something floating around the building, and it's not particular in one area as well, haven't we, Peter?
No, it does seem to sort of want to move. Yeah, it comes down from the basement up into. I'm not sure whether it goes into the loft. To the dome. Sorry, I believe that's something else. But the entity that was on the previous photo definitely moves around the building, without a doubt.
Well, definitely an interesting place up there.
Okay, so this is just a photo we was taking while we was doing some talking to the spirits and using the clock.
Yeah.
But Andrew's got quite a nice story of what actually happened, why he was doing something very similar, different group, but
yes,
fun nevertheless.
Yes, it was very quite an eventful. So what you're actually seeing there is a clock face, and that's what we use on the investigation. For dates and times, and there's a yes and a no on there. And this is in the green room. This is where the people get changed before they go on stage.
So sorry, just to let everybody know, that's located sort of directly behind the stage. So you're actually sort of behind and down underneath the stage slightly, aren't you? So
yes. And the particular group we were using. I'm pretty certain that they haven't used any kind of talking board before. I must stress again, this isn't a Ouija board we're using. It's just a clock face. So we did pick up one or two energies in there, and one of our customers definitely picked up an energy, and she started talking in almost like an African tone. So that was quite alarming for her. But it was definitely something in there with a strong presence.
And the African tone probably wouldn't be too unusual because there's a possibility they would have had foreign workers working on the building.
Yeah, that's right, Pete. That's right. And who knows, in that green room as well, many bands and everybody's been playing there in the past.
Exactly, yeah. It's a hive of activity over the years, and it's
Yes.
from being the dance hall to concert venue to a nightclub to various other
Everything.
uses.
And even pre 1910, when the pavilion was built, it's on a major energy point anyway. So tens of thousands of years there's been sacrifice possibly and things happening there because of the thermal springs underneath and the ley lines it's built on.
Yeah. So what would you call it? It's not quite a possession, is it?
No.
She wasn't being controlled by this entity, but it was a strong connection.
That's right. Yeah, it would be an energy trying to communicate, which was very interesting, and
terrifying to everybody watching, probably.
a few people, yeah, and a few of the skeptics, they kind of couldn't understand what was happening as well, but all turned out well at the end.
Fortunately,
yes.
Okay, so this is the cellar. It's not the most exciting cellar in the world, is it?
No.
Not from a cellar point of view, anyway. Everybody expecting loads of barrels and stuff, but they haven't got any lines in there anymore. But down here it's a hive of activity. There's one certain spot in the cellar it's not photoed here, but we do get quite a strong reading on a constant basis, and there's no electric or anything around using the EMF meters, so that's possibly some energy barrier or a gateway or a portal or something like that. It's
again pre-us, Pete. When we first went to look at the place, I think he's the chairman now, took us a walk around and said that some of the staff won't go down there now as well.
Yeah, so it's just quite a spooky space.
One or two experiences they've had down there, things moving, I think.
Well, I was down there with a group at the weekend, and we was talking to an old miner called Sid.
Right. Okay.
Who had 3 of his friends there, so
yeah,
that's it's definitely obviously the mine runs underneath the pavilion,
and that's interesting because above you there as well, that's the old mining museum as well. So you never know what we're picking up and what's coming through those old tools.
Yeah, so there could be things attached to the tools and stuff like that as well. Sid was friendly enough, we just wanted to talk.
Right, okay.
But while we've been down there, that we have come across another entity that's not as nice. Doesn't want to reveal its name, if it's got a name.
Yes.
Very mischievous.
Very powerful as well.
And this, we're pretty sure, is probably the same entity that I photographed on the stage.
Yes.
It did tell us the first time we was down there that it couldn't move out of that room because it was trapped. But clearly that's a lie, because it did. And we did follow it up into the stairs, and I will show you one of the photos shortly. But yeah, so that's a definite entity in there that is not very pleasant.
Yeah, and we're calling it an entity because we don't really know. There's no real shape to it either, is there?
No, and it point blank refuses to give us any information about it. It won't tell us names or anything like that, or age or anything. So,
but as we go on as we go on more investigations, I imagine it's just going to get stronger and stronger because we notice that.
And we'll find out more about it. We'll find out what it is.
Yeah.
But it's just at the moment, it's the entity, and that's what we'll refer to it as.
Yeah.
But we believe that that's the same entity that attacked and scratched
Paul.
one of our members, Paul.
Yeah.
And he also hit him on the head as he walked out, as Paul was standing in the room with us.
Yes.
On the first occasion when we was down there, it hit Paul, and that's when we knew it had left. because it actually left the room. And then we've sort of followed it up the stairs. So on the stairs leading down into the cellar, you can see this little white dot. Doesn't look desperately exciting. It's not the most exciting ghost photo you've ever seen. But when I took the photo, I could actually, as my flash was coming on to focus on to the wall and stuff, you could actually see it moving across. It's sort of like a wave type movement across to there. And I've checked the wall, and there's nothing on the wall that will glow up white or anything. So
that is a spooky walkway down there as well.
It is, and as we were stood there, we suddenly started feeling a draft, and there's nowhere for a draft to come from.
No, that's
so
right.
we sort of followed this entity up the stairs, and then it disappeared into the sort of main room.
Right.
But yeah, it definitely it was blowing at us.
Yeah, blowing cold air,
very cold air. So yeah, that's what we've found so far. It's been a very interesting venue to go to. We're looking. Obviously, we're going to be doing a lot more investigations there.
Yes.
It's a hive of activity. We're going to start recording on the website, possibly what we've been finding as well. Certainly on the Facebook page. So check us out on Facebook and keep an eye on there, because obviously we'll post what we find on there.
Yes, and we'll have, like Pete said, some more recordings going as well.
Okay, so we'll leave it at that, but don't forget, if you want to book on an event, come to hauntedcompany.com, come to the website and click on the events tab at the top, and you can book for one of the many events that we hold.
Yes, yeah.
Whether it be round Derbyshire, Tamworth, or coming very soon, Nottinghamshire.
Yes, lots of events coming in Nottinghamshire soon. So, yes. So great. We'll see you soon.
Okay, thanks. Sleep tight.